Here's how we use Claude to build a viral personal brand for myself and for my clients and actually get the leads and buy as you want. Now, most people that use Claude or GPT, they literally just type in, write me a viral piece of content or write me a viral organic post. And once you do that, you're gonna get a terrible post. You're gonna get a generic block of text. It sounds like nothing. There's no taste and there's no intention. And even if you attract people, you're probably gonna get the wrong leads and the wrong buyers if that even happens. Now, what I want to show you is how to use the most powerful tool and turn it into something more than just a fast version of Google Doc. So I'm going to walk you through how I use Claude to research what my audience actually wants, what they want to talk about, what they want to see from you. And also because of that, you're going to go viral. And how to generate leads to get hundreds of comments and write posts that sound exactly like you or your clients and to go viral. I'm going to show you the actual prompts, my research process, actual outputs, and what actually goes into building a viral and profitable brand. Now, by the end of this video, I'm gonna give you a no-brainer system. You can steal it, you can tweak it, you can use it however you want. But before we jump into that, you must maybe be wondering, cool, who's this random Chinese dude? So a little bit about me, and then we'll hop right into everything else. So I've been in the Instagram game for about 5 years, maybe even a little more. And I've worked with some of the biggest coaches, consultants, business owners, doctors, crypto, e-com, D2C, almost anything you can think of, I've probably worked with them. And that's all I've been doing for years and years. And I've helped them scale to 6 and even 7 figures a month with their brand, offers, services, and even with low tickets, even with physical products. So that's what I want to help you with as well. Now, the interesting thing about Instagram is that no matter what your brand is, the most important thing is that you build up goodwill, trust, and authority. If you have a very strong brand, people will always come back to you. And in my opinion, it is still the best long-term platform because you can get reach, you can get more views than any other platform very, very quick. It's basically one giant portfolio, and there's so many touch points. Whether you get eyeballs, followers, they can always go back. They can see more of you. Whereas if it's an ad, if they don't immediately book, if they don't immediately buy, they are gone. But with Instagram, if I engage with your content, I'm still gonna see the future content, which is really amazing. So you have retargeting ads for free. You build up all the nurture, relationship, trust, and then you can sell. Now, this is also the reason why a lot of like the OG bloggers, they can literally make millions overnight because they made that switch from just blogging, because they already built trust, to instantly selling and building a giant business. But when you're starting out or when you're trying to grow faster, it's very easy to like look at trends and like try to copy it, even though the viewers are not going to buy from you. And that's something that it's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. And something that I want to make really clear. Like, yes, you can take inspiration, but is it the right thing to do in your case? Now, even when you do that, does the research match your audience? Does the format you're trying to take inspiration from match your stuff? Now, before, I literally had a team of 5 people full-time would help me with research for my clients. And yeah, that worked. But right now, with AI, with GPT, with Claude, you can do that so much faster. You can literally do it for multiple clients, same as me, in less than 1 or 2 hours a day. I'm gonna give you a quick example. So before, like started with Miles, he was kind of stuck below, at best, maybe 1,000 views. Now, after a few weeks, he's consistently hitting over 50K views. Maybe by now, because I made this presentation a little bit earlier, hundreds of thousands of views consistently and full calendar, calls every single day, which is really amazing. So not only is he getting views, now views are nice, of course. Everyone feels good once you see like, oh shit, my face, my content is performing well. But the more important thing is revenue. Like how much revenue will you actually be making? Now, in the last few weeks of working with Miles, you can see the presentation I wrote on 30K, but the last time I spoke to him, he already hit over 40K actually. Now, there are a few things that are really interesting. He was running ads on a very low budget, about 10 to 20 bucks a day. And the booked call increase went up by a lot. An interesting thing you can see here on the left is my cost per lead dropped about 25%. And the reason why is because people can see you. They might have its first touch point, but do they trust you? No, they don't, because they've never seen you and you don't nurture them. So when you have social media, when you have that organic content and touch points, they come back like, oh, I like this guy, I trust him, and I've seen so much of his stuff. I love his stuff. I want the same quality, the same good stuff that he's talking about or that he's working on for me. So a lot of great stuff here. You can see it, like the revenue is coming in on the right as well. Never had a pipeline this full before. So really, really cool stuff, and I want that for everyone who's watching. And he's not the only one. So for example, here we've got another offer. It's a mid-ticket. It's runs for about, I believe, 97 or 197, and there are literally posts, like one single post that you can attribute thousands of dollars to. You can see it on the left, 100,000 views, millions of views, 3 million views in 72 hours. Results from 4 days so far, opt-ins, visits, sales, so about 15K USD there in just a few days. And the reason why is because you only need to make a few small tweaks. It's not that hard. There are a lot of variables, but once you know how to find the patterns, and especially once you know how to use AI and Claude to find those patterns, to find the right things, all you need to do is just rinse and repeat. I have a 3-stage system, and that's what I want to talk about today. I call it the Lean Content Engine. And the 3 steps are very basic. Step number 1, research. Step number 2, creation. And 3, which is not very sexy, but very, very important if you want to do it properly in the long term. That is tracking and data analysis. Because before I write a single piece of content, I need to truly understand my audience and know what they're talking about, what they're thinking about, like even little things like hobbies. Like, is there a common factor there? Can I use that to leverage, to get their attention, to get the views, and then transition into my products or services? And stage 2, we do the extra research and we start creating. And does the creation match? Or do we have the right lead magnets? Do we have the right content that hits every single time? And Claude is amazing with that once you have your personal, authentic voice back into the AI. So even when I was working as a copywriter, I'm fast. I can write very quick, but I can never write as quick as AI. I cannot pump out 10, 20 posts all at once in a matter of a few minutes, and especially not while I'm sleeping. But AI can, and that's what's so beautiful about it. And stage 3, I'm always tracking. I'm always looking at the patterns and what is or isn't working. So I rotate a few types of content every single week, and then I just track it. What is working? What do I need right now? If I have a baseline of leads, views, comments, calls, what is the next step? And if you just post for the sake of posting, you'll never know. So for example, when I get enough views, when I get enough leads, I pull back on going viral, and I want to be boring. I want to educate because I want to nurture more. I want to nurture the people I got into my ecosystem. And I know when to do that once I see the tracking. And this is actually a very big one that very, very few people do. And I would really, really recommend you like consistent look at that. Don't just post for the sake of posting, dissect it, track it, and analyze every single week. All right, so now I'm gonna hop into the actual prompt. Before I do that, I think I forgot a little slide. Research, raw material, creation turns into content, tracking tells me what deserves to be repeated and what I need to use in the future. Step 1, or stage 1, research. I need to know that Claude can find what my audience is talking about. So this is the exact prompt that I'm using. And what you want to do with this is go where they are, like fish where the fish are. It's that simple. So if it's Reddit, if it's YouTube comments, popular tweets, or community discussions, or viral post references, that's amazing. Get Claude to do all the research in advance, and it will give you everything. It's going to give you the topics, it's going to give you the pain points, the desires. Anything they actually think about should be there through Claude. Like, you could spend hours doing this. Like, I can spend hours on Reddit trying to find exactly how they feel, but you don't have to. And Claude right now, it is web enabled. So when you give it this prompt, the web search will turn on automatically, and it goes and finds people are discussing in real time as you type that. So let me give you a example from my own niche. So last week, maybe it was a few weeks ago actually, I saw frustrations. I saw things people were kind of shitting about, to be honest. And I'm cool. If that's what they're thinking about, if that's what they're currently talking about, let me use that. I'm going to turn it into a meme. And that reel got me over 300k views, so 326k views. And it's a topic that a lot of people talk about, especially in my niche, like freelancers, business owners, coach, consultants. They might have revenue, but at the end of the day, how much profit do they have? So I made a meme about that, and it worked. Now your audience is talking, and they're telling you what they want. But if you don't listen, you cannot give it back. And that's why you need Claude. Claude helps you listen at scale. So once you have your research, don't sit on it. You take it to the next step. You take the best insights and then take it to stage 2, which I'll get to right now. Stage 2, content creation. And for me, it's very simple. I look at 4 things to create and increase my like, know, trust factor. So as you can see here, character, authority, affinity, action. No matter which platform I use, I always fall back to these 4. So character, who you are, your values, story, life, things outside of business. Because yes, we are in business. Yes, I want to sell, but people need to trust you. So once you can share that, people will know you, they'll like you, and then you can go to the next step, which is authority. Then they'll trust you. I'm like, okay, you are the expert. It makes sense to go with you. Affinity, do I relate to you? Like if I see someone perfect, I'm probably not going to relate to them because I feel like they might be too far ahead. So that's why I share my opinions, my struggles, my wins, my honest thoughts about life. That builds very, very deep trust. And step 4 is very simple, just an action post. People like me, they know me, they trust me, but I need them to take action. I need them to raise their hands. Like, I want your product, I want your services. So what do you do with that? CTAs, lead magnets, conversion posts. You need to take the attention, turn the attention into trust, and then turn the trust into action. Now, before you write the post, you need to be able to use that for multiple things as well. So one insight can become multiple posts. So you take whatever they're talking about, whatever's interesting to them, and then you can use that for multiple things. So this is the prompt I use for that. So why is it happening? How I went through the same thing, what I believe it should do, and then I turn it into free value or lead magnets. And this is the power of research. No matter what, everything always starts with research. And similar to how you would use Claude or any AI or GPT, you need very proper research because the better your input, the better the output will be. If you don't give it input, the output will never become good. So again, take what it is. So for example, the pain points, and use it to create multiple content angles. Don't just use it once. Use it over and over again because your audience wants to hear about it. Now, you have your input, you have your research, you got the angles, the audiences, the post structure, you got the research, you got expertise, but what is next? Now, the goal is not to let Claude do all the thinking. The goal is to co-create much faster with better raw material. So yes, it can help you improve stronger hooks, context, problems, insights, takeaways, CTAs, and you need to use it as a brainstorm partner, a partner that can consult you consistently and see what you might miss here and there. And you will miss stuff. It is very normal, but AI can point it out. You don't need, this is also the reason why I don't like GPT, because GPT is the biggest yes man on the planet. It will always agree with you. Whereas Claude will actually argue with you and push back so you can get the best out of it. So you can use it, put in all the research and a prompt, write a full Instagram post based on this angle, use this format, this is what you have, write it for, and then you explain your audience as broad as you can with as much input as you can. And then just make it simple. Make it simple, direct, and use the research document. The hardest part, in my opinion, is making sure that the research is good. I talk to a lot of people, and a lot of people tell me that AI just doesn't create great stuff. And that's honestly just not true. It's usually because they just cannot connect the dots. They don't give it the input it needs. Like even if you were to go to any expert, you give them no information whatsoever, they wouldn't really know what to do either. They would also go back and start with research. Another thing that's very, very important for Instagram, of course, is your hooks. Even if the content is amazing, even if the value is amazing, If you cannot capture their attention, if your hook is not strong enough to keep them there, they will never watch till the end, and it's wasted. And one comparison I make a lot of times is when you send out emails and the subject line does not pull people in, it doesn't matter how good the email is. It just doesn't matter because they will never see it. So you need to make sure that they stop scrolling, that they see what is or isn't good, and that they see that, oh, I should be staying on this reel, on this carousel, on this content and the post, so I can get what I was promised in the hook or why the hook was so interesting. So what I would give Claude is the topic, audience, post type, emotion, maybe viral references, and see what I need. And then create a hook that actually does work. Now, this is a very simple hook prompt. You can just copy paste, put it out. And even if you don't like it, give it feedback. Give it feedback why you don't like it so that it can rewrite it. And you want to keep working on it every single time. Because whether it's Claude, GPT, or any AI, it has memory. You need to teach it so it can become better. Whether it's your tone of voice or the hooks it's giving you or the scripts, constantly work on it. If you give up very, very soon, it will never become really good. But if you keep doing it for a week, 2 weeks, and you give it hundreds of posts over that span of time, I can promise you that the last output will be 100 times better than the first output. So once you have all of that, keep refining it. Like, make it more specific, more contrarian, more emotionally intense. Now, Claude can give you amazing volume. It can go so fast. You can literally have 10, 20 things in a matter of a minute, maybe more. Now, it doesn't know what is perfect yet. That's up to you to decide, and that's up to you to make it perfect. So it is your taste, and that taste you can develop over time. You can use that to only keep the best with the best. I do things in batches of 5 or 10. I keep 1 or 2 things max. And I keep giving that back over and over so it knows what I like and what I know it works. And this also goes back to my tracking and data. I go back and literally tell it, cool, these things work. Why did it work? I'll tell my perspective. I'll ask it for Claude and why Claude thinks it works. And from there, I'm basically training an intern that is non-stop working on it. Now, the second thing that I see a lot is that AI content sounds like AI content, which is terrible. Like, there's so much AI content out there right now that nothing really seems unique. So that's why you need to start with this as well. Create a voice reference file. What is your tone of voice? How do you phrase things? What examples do you use? How direct or non-direct are you? How subtle are you? And what words do you use? Or what words do you never use? So whether it's old posts, transcripts, captions, voice notes, sales calls, newsletters you ever wrote, give it as much as you can. Make sure that it actually sounds like you. Yes, we want to use AI. We want to use Claude, but we don't want it to sound like AI. The final output needs to sound like you. Don't collect prompts. Collect proof of how you actually sound. Like, really, really go deep. Make sure that it sounds like you, because my delivery, your delivery is very different. My accent is different than yours. And the way I would speak and the way I do things, the way I move, it's very different. But if it doesn't match with you, if you look like a different person, people feel that. People can feel that you're acting in a certain way that just feels fake. It doesn't feel real and doesn't feel natural. But in the end, we want to work with human beings. We don't want to work with a perfect AI that can write a formal corporate kind of piece of content. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is lead magnets. Now, if you can grab attention, that is great. But you will never own Instagram. You will not own your followers. You will not own the views, but you can own your email list. That's why I'm a huge fan of lead magnets. Because through lead magnets, I can capture emails, I can get the opt-ins, I can put them in my pipeline, in my CRM, and I can build from there. So a few examples, got a checklist, a swipe file, framework, a script bank, playbook, hook list, Notion template, a mini training. Similar to this, I'm going to use this as a lead magnet. Give people what they think they need, give them what they want, and build that extra nurture. Make sure that you own that, and you can always reach out. That's how in the long run we can continue nurturing people, and we can always sell and always go back to the pipeline and get more sales and clients. Now, after I use a lot of my content, I will turn that content, I will turn the audience, their pain points, their desires back into lead magnets. So I will match that and customize it So it's exactly what they need or exactly what they ask for. So once again, goes back to research. Now, once you have the insights, it can become so much. I really keep coming back to doing research because it's the only way that you can consistently get more out of it. One insight can become so much more. Lead magnet, feed, story, reel, CTA, nurture. Like I wrote here, a viral post gets attention once, but a strong lead magnet can generate leads for months. Like you make that once, you can use it, you can repurpose it, you can reframe the title, and you can nurture those email subscribers over and over and over again. Like views alone will not pay the bills. Like views can be a giant vanity metric if you only look at that. You need to be able to match it. There's so much more that you want to look at, like what are the saves, the shares, profile visits, comments, leads, buyers, replies, and from that, from having all the data, there's another very interesting thing. Like you getting likes and views and shares and saves also means that you are helping the platform. I just hit myself. You're keeping people on the platform, which means Instagram can show more ads. That's how they make profit. So you are helping them with keeping people on the platform. In return, they will help you by sending it to the right people who will stay on the platform. So you'll get more it'll become more viral, get more attention, get more reach and views, and it's a win-win. The platform does not make content by itself. The platform they need creators like you. But once you have that win-win, it will consistently feed you with the right people. Stage 3, tracking. You need to track what creates a signal. And what I track is saves, shares, profile visits, comments, leads, replies, content type, topics, hook style, format. And every single week I'll sit down with the team, I'll analyze it. But you can use Claude to analyze it with you. And from there, you double down. Okay, cool. What worked? What did not work? What will I avoid? What will I double down on? So that is what you really want. So never just post and move on. You want to post, you want to track, you want to learn and iterate. Become better and better every single time and make use of Claude so you can always save time, post more, get more data, and become the best in your niche. So really, really quick recap here. Use it as a content operating system. Get your research, do the creation, do the tracking, and use all of that together so you don't have to worry about it. I know a lot of people struggle with content creation because they feel like it takes a lot of time, but it doesn't have to take a lot of time. Turn Claude into something that makes your content creation sustainable. And from that, your life will be so much easier. You will see the leads, the new buyers, and consistently get to where you want to be. Final note, don't overthink anything. Don't overthink, consistently work on it, get better, and don't try to do everything yourself. This is why people build teams. This is why people use AI and Claude, because Claude is my biggest team member. Claude is, to me, 100 members at the same time. So pause wherever you want, pull it back, find the right prompts there, and test it, play around with it, and make it really good, because I know it can and is really freaking amazing. I've used this to make my clients millions. I've used it to make myself millions. So go over it, test it, don't give up after a day, and turn it into something that's amazing. Now, if you ever want extra help, just hit me up, Adam the Con on Instagram or Adam Warcon on Facebook. I'm happy to help you out.